goodwill, it's going to be warranty, it's going to be a service contract, it's going to be reconditioning after we repo it to sell it again. It's going to be an issue out there. What decisions have to be made is rather quickly, when a customer has to have a car in the shop more than a day, it's imperative, it is on us to make sure we have some remedy. And whether it's an outside rental car company, whether it's a loaner program, whether it's Brent driving to work every day, you have no choice. And the whole conventional wisdom I hear out there from dealers all the time is, well, so they know that car is. We told them, they signed something saying there's no loaner program. Okay, great, they signed it, but they still don't have a car on the way to work. And it's so short-sighted because when Brent doesn't go to work here, he's not going to get paid today because he does punch a clock. Now he's going to be short on his paycheck. He can't pay us.
And guess where he ends up?
And so it's just it's sort of very short-sighted to say we're just going to stand by our policy here, and we just need to do that. And those of us who have loaner cars will tell you, how many of you guys have loaner cars and hate them? Yes, because we all have them and we all hate them. We all hate the process out there. I can tell you though, if your loaner cars are too nice, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's the key right there. Now, in the new car world, they give them nice cars, right? Because they want them to step up because their car's not as nice. And ours, we want to give them the ugly cars because they don't want to buy the new ones.
Yeah.
I would wrap it. I mean, if you're going to do one, for those of you guys that do one, I would wrap the car. I'd spend the $4 or $5 grand. I would wrap it with my logo on it. That way, if they are going to drive my car, guess what? They're going to be advertising for me.
Absolutely.
And they don't want to drive that wrapped car. So they're going to want their car back as soon as possible. So, and again, I personally don't like loaners just from a liability standpoint. I don't care what you have to sign, the rental agreement, whatever you have to do, I still just don't like the liability. I don't think we need that headache. I would probably focus more on how can I make sure I get their car out that day, next day, or within 2 days. If I can't do it in my shop, then I'm looking for 3 or 4 other shops around that I can send their car to and get it back to them. I think that's the least path of resistance for me. I'm fat and lazy. I don't want to do that much work. I really don't.
So let's talk about one thing real quick. I want to comment about something that you're talking about. Repairing the vehicle. How many of you own your own shop? How many of you have a related finance company? How many of you have your customer sign a document saying they're going to pay you back for that repair? How many of you have had Hudson Cook or somebody like that prepare a separate document, not the document we provide, a separate document, because typically your shop is not owned by your related finance company? If you haven't, you need to do that. Because the documents that you would be creating, and depending on what state you're in, you may actually need a finance license to even do this, even if you don't charge interest.
Even without interest.
Even without it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may have to find it.
Disclosure with 3 statements.
That's right. So make sure that you have a separate agreement that's designed to handle a shop that you don't own. Okay? Because the document we provide assumes you own the shop. When we asked Hudson Cook about this, they said, you can't provide that document. That's a specialized document for each person.
So I'll have a question, because I'm sure everybody's probably thinking this too. Well, but Alan, I use a promissory note. Does that not work?
No.
Okay. Thanks. I was going to say, I get that. I use a promissory note. It doesn't matter.
And one more thing back on the loaner car and the car repairs. It's curious, and I don't know what Brent's experience has been in his groups, but it's amazing to me how little we bring our service managers into the fold as to what it is we do. And I hear it all the time is, well, what do these people want? The car back in a day? No, half a day. And everyone goes, well, that's crazy. He says, no, because that's what I want with my car. I don't want to be without my car for 2 days or 3 days, but our customers can't be without their car for a day. So it does need to take precedence, and I hear it all the time, well, I've got all these get-ready cars out there, so you got 300 on the lot. That one can wait. That customer can't afford to wait. And you guys go, yeah, I know. But your service department, I'm telling you, you'd be surprised how few of them really get what it is we do.
Well, and that was back to my point. If you're gonna do your make ready and your warranty and your side note stuff out of your own shop, at some point as you grow, you're not gonna be able to handle it because you're gonna have to make a choice. What am I gonna get ready first? Well, customer cars go first, and then I don't have cars on my lot, right? Because I can't keep up with what we're buying, especially coming into tax season. The dealers that I work with, the larger dealers that have their own shops, that's what they get rid of first. They get rid of their warranty work, and they get rid of their customer work, and just focus on recon. They find 3 or 4 shops that can take the business from them and get the customer taken care of in a pretty quick manner because they can't run a shop that can do all of them. Now, the smaller shops, yes, but the larger operators, when you start selling 100, 150, 200 cars a month, you got to get that many ready, or 300 a month to keep your 45-day supply, and then you're going to have probably at least 100 warranty or side note cars in there. Now you're talking a 400 car shop, 450 car shop at that point, and you've got to get them out today by noon, because if not, they're gonna be on my D list come Monday morning, right? And they're gonna say, well, you have my car, I can't make a payment. Hadn't heard that one today, have we? No, because we're here. If we were back there, we would.
Go ahead, Ray.
This is maybe changing the subject a little bit, but it's something I've been wondering about. I guess a lot of the really big buy here, pay here dealers, the huge ones like y'all were at one time, I feel like a lot of them are focusing on monthly payments. Is there any merit to a small guy or mid-sized guy maybe transitioning to monthly payments? Does that make any sense?
Can I start?
I was gonna, we're both up here going, okay.
So, I got in the business before, we had software. We had ledger cards, and they were in stone, and we chiseled out the payments.
I'm not that old.
Okay, so I'm that old. And now I forgot where I was going with this one. So I'm sorry, we did it, so it was buy here, pay here, early 20th century, I call it. $50 every customer per week, 12-month loans, cash only. The buy here, pay here 101 in those days. And as we grew our company, we went to payday payments, and then we went public in 1996, and lo and behold, I brought in consultants to tell us what to do, and the very first thing it said is, not only because it was less maintenance, line number one, but they said, but I can't sell this on Wall Street, that you're not just some little mom and pop taking a regular payment, some little mouse house, so we need to make you guys a large captive subprime type bank, and so go to monthlies. And we did go. I had 14,000 monthly accounts at one point, which sounds great. And I was smart enough, I think, I made them all due on the first. And the logic there was just like your mortgage and your rental agreements are, that we would know on the second what our worst case scenario was. We didn't have the lovely thing that you guys have every Friday, Saturday, or Monday, which we call the roll. Okay, so I knew that my delinquency was going to start on the second, the highest, and every day we would chip away at it. And you think, well, Chuck, you're only trying to get one payment per month. It has to be less collectors and less headache. Survey says not even close. I took more partial payments and more arrangements, and we called every single day, day and night, for the exact same number of collectors that we would have had with paydays. It didn't do well, because the flaw in that model, obviously, is that while we would like for our customers to live at $400, $500, $600 per month, unless you have a truly subprime model, the only thing I'll tell you about subprime is bad credit, higher income. Is that customer who's down there in that $1,200 to $2,000 a month income, managing $400 and $500 a month car payments is really challenging. And then when you get two of them, it's game over.
All right,